Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel for another Legacy video. Today, I'm doing something that I'm genuinely stoked about. A couple weeks ago on the channel, Patreon subscriber BoshNRoll asked me to brew around limited resources, and I built this Naya Land Destruction deck with Monvuli Acid Moss and Avalanche Riders and the card limited resources per the brew challenge. And the league told us two things. One is that limited resources is completely unplayable, and two, Avalanche Riders slaps. BoshNRoll was in my DMs immediately after the video went live saying, okay, lean on Avalanche Riders and do this again. And that's what we're doing here today. I have before you Naya Land Destruction, which is based, of course, on Naya Depths. You'll notice some common themes here of Elvish Reclaimer, Knight of the Reliquary, Green Sun Zenith with some cool stuff to get like Ramanap Excavator and Outland Liberator. What is unusual, though, is Ice Storm, 3 mana, destroy target land, just the green Stone Rain. I went with Ice Storm over actual Stone Rain because while we are a red deck, we're much more of a green deck, and it's the same card. Also, nobody is playing, I don't know, Black Elemental Blast, a card that doesn't exist, where Blue Elemental Blast is actually played in the format that can counter Stone Rain. Green spells are just more stable, more likely to resolve, harder to interact with. Ice Storm for life. Ramanap Excavator feeds the land destruction strat. There are 4 wastelands in the deck with Excavator to tutor for, just like in Green-White Depths, where land denial is part of their plan anyway. Knight of the Reliquary can crank out the wastelands, and once your opponent is out of lands or out of the ability to fight, it's just a giant creature to bash with. Avalanche Riders is the reason for the season. This is the whole thing that inspired the deck. 4 mana 2/2 haste when it enters the battlefield, destroy target land. This is also why Ephemerate is present in the deck. This machine gunning lands out of play. Feels good. And Acidic Slime at the top of the curve. Destroys target land or artifact or enchantment. And it's also something cool to Ephemerate, and you can Green Sun Zenith it. The changes from the previous list, obviously there's no limited resources. And the Monvuli Acid Moss, the ramp is nice, but the important part was land destruction, so I just dropped that into Ice Storm, shaved a green mana off the requirement, 3 mana spell instead of 4, and I turned the limited resources into prismatic endings, so it just plays like a more normal legacy deck on the points of interaction that you need in this format. And in the sideboard, I spent a lot of time in the previous league saying the deck doesn't have a Glacial Chasm, so I added a Glacial Chasm. That's sort of a catch-all against the decks that are going to get up under you, like Elves or Burn, that sort of thing. Decks that are going to kill you with creatures. Glacial Chasm can buy a lot of time against them. And all of that complemented by the Green-White Depths land package. We've got Karakas as kind of a spell, Dried Arbor as a creature, Bajuka Bog as kind of a spell, Ancient Tombs included to ramp out the Avalanche Riders and Acidic Slimes. It also complements Birds of Paradise and Green Sun Zenith for Arbor as a way to turn to Ice Storm. There is no depths in this deck, unlike Green-White Depths, which it's literally in the name that they have depths. We don't have a depths combo. We do have to win by clearing the way and then attacking. But hopefully the deck is good at doing that. Let's go find out. BoshNRoll, this is your Avalanche Riders dedicated Naya Land Destruction. I'm on the play in round 1 with a tragic plateau hand, no green mana. Gonna have to send it. This one is not great, but I am gonna keep it. It at least has some upside. I'm gonna bottom Acidic Slime. Gonna play Savannah and hope I don't get wastelanded. Bloodstained Mire. I don't like that. Zenith, I do like that. I'm going to Zenith for... I could get Dryad Arbor or Birds of Paradise. I think Birds of Paradise. It's Reclaimer, Dryad Arbor, or Birds of Paradise, and I think Bird does the most for my hand right now. Reanimator would have done something by now. This is looking like Storm to me. Oh god. Eliminated my Bird. Off basic lands. Okay. I no longer know what this is. Is it just Grixis control? Okay. They smelled weakness, leading on Wasteland, Zenithing for Bird. Two big signs that I don't really have anything going on. Okay, Grixis control it is. This is a deck that wants its lands in play. I am just going to start spending Swords of Plowshares on things because there's not a lot of good targets for Plow in this deck. God. Falling apart. If I can keep them off nickel and diming me with Strix Beatdown, keep my life total high, there's always a chance. If they just jam Jace the Mind Sculptor here, though, we're probably done. Our set is mostly fine. Still bad, but it's not Jace. I'm Cling to Dust. Deck does care about its graveyard a little bit. Didn't I get rid of you? Okay. If they cast a Thoughtseize or anything, I'll just concede to it because I don't want them to know that I have Avalanche Riders, Acidic Slime, that kind of thing going on. There's a tension in fetching with decks like this where if you fetch basics, you can't get Wastelanded, but if they can destroy your basic, then you're off a whole color instead of... I'm gonna grab another Birds of Paradise. I'll finish that thought though. Like if my opponent had just fetched 4 dual lands here instead of 4 basics, then I couldn't take them off any one color with a land destruction spell. But because they did this, if I am able to cast an Ice Storm, then I can just take them off black or red completely. But also this Wasteland has just rotted in play the whole time. Snap Eliminate. Yeah, their engine is up and running now. I know they have a Sudden Edict in hand, and after eliminating me here. Knight of the Reliquary is a hell of a card, though. So I'll just keep trying to wade through. Ponder from them. Just checking. This deck does play 26 lands, which is more than like any other Legacy deck, except for lands. Alright, I'm going to concede here. We're not going anywhere. They have 7 cards in their hand, engine fully online. And I'm going to have to go to discard and start giving away information. Not interested. I like Minsc and Boo. This deck might try to Blood Moon me, but I have basics. I have Outland Liberator, Birds of Paradise. That's not a big deal. Probably want some number of Pyroblast. Determine if 4 is the number that I want. Or 3. I only have 3. Thematic Ending hits Planeswalkers. Swords of Plowshares, there's not a lot of hits for that. I can get skinnier on that. Ephemerate versus this deck full of removal could lead to some gnarly blowouts, so I'm just gonna not expose myself to that. Endurance can mess up Snapcaster Mage, and we've also seen Cling to Dust. I want more Endurances, but then I'd have to cut Plow, probably. I'm down to 2 already. They might have Fury, which is Grixis technology that I love. He showed me at least 5 basics. I could cut a Wasteland and get an Endurance in. Wasteland's part of the plan eventually, but also just casting my spells. So Bojuka Bog in the land package might be worse than Endurance as a creature I can cast. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. The old die to mana screwboard out of land strategy. Well, this is literally the same hand that we had in Mulligan Game 1. Plateau, Wasteland, Wasteland with cool green cards. I'm gonna Mulligan it though. Alright, now we're cooking. Keep this one, send one of the Pyroblast to the bottom. Wooded Foothills pass. I'm not gonna Pyroblast a Ponder or some random spell here. Okay, I'm up to 4 lands now. I can Knight of the Reliquary with Pyroblast protection or Avalanche Riders on 4. I don't like casting Knight when it could die to Bolt still. I will Pyroblast a Baleful Strix here. That's a 2-for-1 that also messes up my beatdown. And it lets me curve out into the Knight without thinking about holding up anything. Birds of Paradise. Would have preferred to see you last turn, but I'm glad you're here. I get Basic Forest? Do I care about Basic Forest? If I get Blood Mooned, really going to want the basic. Okay. I don't like Knight being in bolt range, but nothing I can do about it right now. Got a Force of Will pitching Snapcaster out of that. That means they don't have creature removal ready. I'm for Avalanche Riders. They just played Land Go. And let's ride. Avalanche Riders, I don't care if it dies because it's already done its job. Were you ready for this? Didn't think so. I think I want to take them off. I can go for black as the removal color or blue as the cantrip color. I'm going for blue. If they can't cantrip and Narset costs double blue. Oh, opposition agent, sure. That card's annoying. I will attack you for 2. That didn't spike a Zenith. My god, I was not ready. Also, forcing the Knight when you have Oppo is interesting. Okay. Them playing the Underground Sea. I am going to pay for Avalanche Riders. They don't want to just get creatured out by this opposition agent. Oh, that was a good draw. Let's land your Underground Sea. And I think I actually do want to be on defense. Does that make any sense? Yeah. I'll leave that back to block. If they spend a removal spell on it, then Raminep gets to hang out. I will trade if it's offered. No way it's going to be offered, though. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, there's more. All right. Lightning Bolt before blocks. Polygon's Command, picking up Baleful Strix. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. The opposition agent, kind of a beating. I do have removal spells in my deck, but less than I'd like. And because of the Oppo, this Wooded Foothills doesn't work. Raminep Excavator, let's go. The Wasteland, play Bird. I will trade Raminep for Oppo as well. Just shuts down my whole deck. It's worth a trade, even a powerful trade like Raminep. There's that Strix we knew about. Lightning Bolt, crushing. And the thing I was worried about is happening where I'm just dying in 3-point chunks to the control deck. Alright, not anymore. Elvish Reclaimer, get in. It can make Reclaimer a 3-4 if I need to by wasting their Bloodstained Mire or wasting my own Wasteland. Big Engineer. I'm going to let this resolve and see what they name with it. Probably Bird, but I don't want to float green and put Endurance on their radar. Cheating that you get your own Bird. Oh, wow. They did not even fall for that for a second. Well played. Playing around the things you need to play around. Still gonna Endurance. That messes up future Snapcaster mages. Yep. Fucking opposition agent, man. Oh, they weren't playing around Endurance. They were playing around my onboard Wastelands to block with Reclaimer. Duh. Okay, they're offering a trade here. I'm going to block the Plague Engineer. I'm just dying so quickly, I don't get to mess around with their even slightly larger creatures. Come on, removal. Flagstone's not really helpful here. Brainstorm from the opponent. Just for the record, like big picture, I would love to be Grixis control against any variation of Green-White Depths. The basic lands, the just giant barrage of removal. Okay, now they are playing around Endurance. Swords to Plowshares, Prismatic Ending. Acidic Slime, hell yeah. Casting Acidic Slime. You know what time it is? It's slime time. Oh, force blue card with the last 2 cards in hand. Okay, you're empty. I was about to take them off blue. They're fetching their upkeep. I expected them to have another basic island. But I am dead on board and need to figure this out quickly. Removal spell, let's go removal spell. And we're dead. I'll give them a chance to play around Endurance. And give me another draw step. Didn't fall for it. I wouldn't either. Yeah, that game, I boarded out some of my removal. It wasn't that much. I only cut 2 Swords to Plowshares. I still have 5 spot removal spells in the deck, but just getting completely got by opposition agent in this deck that is built entirely on searching its deck for value. Yep, GG's. That would be a tough matchup no matter what we did here. Look at all these basics they play. Yikes.
You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better.
I'm on the play in round 2. My hand does have mana in it. I have the Dryad Arbor, which you basically never want in your hand. But I am going to keep. I actually just saw a Twitter exchange where this user, there were screenshots of them just tilting off and then winning the match anyway. Let's hope that doesn't happen. In this Twitter screenshots, they were complaining about Lucky Delver players. So I know they're not playing Delver. Find out what they are doing. Hope it's something that doesn't like getting its lands destroyed. Oh, alright, we're just getting shithoused by Reanimator. Thoughtseize, okay. Target yourself. Okay, you are putting an Archon into play. Animating it, sure. I'll discard Dryad Arbor. And then their hand is not that good. Oh, reanimating with Dryad Arbor. I guess I did give you that for free, didn't I? Swords to Plowshares off the top. Let's go. Swords to Plowshares. Too easy. Always had it. Savannah. Plow. Wasteland. Game, they have this Dryad Arbor that I gave them. It's all good. I probably should have discarded Prismatic Ending because that has no targets in the matchup. They found another land right away, and it's a blue source. That's interesting. You expect show and tell in the sideboard. Okay, this game's going to come down to me drawing a land for this Knight of the Reliquary. I'm just regretting not discarding this Prismatic Ending so much. Both that is my third land, and they have it, and I don't. Any problems with the situation? Fuck. Yeah, they're just digging out. They've had Dark Ritual this whole time. They just need an Entomb, and then they're off to the races. Thoughtseizing yourself. There's Emissary. Okay. Doom. Back Sarah's Emissary. Action from Instance. Okay. Alright, we might be in this. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this Sarah's Emissary. What is the answer? Do I even have one? Nope. Oh, that sucks. I mean, drawing a land creature, way to put the creature in the graveyard in 3 draw steps while I bricked on a land in my 23 land deck sucks. But also, I discarded the Dryad Arbor where Knight could be in play right now. Bad decisions made all around. Action from Instance. Yep, that is the correct thing to name. Is there a land in my deck that helps? This creature is not a legend, so no. We are just dead. Yeah, not discarding Prismatic Ending was a huge fucking punt there. Just, ugh. Endurance, Crop Rotation, that gets the Bajuka Bog. Glacial Chasm, I don't really want the game to go in that direction, but you don't always get everything you want. Avalanche Rider's pretty dangerous. If they Thoughtseize me, then they could mess me up. Outland Liberator, probably not going to find a target. Swords of Plowshares is great. Deafening Silence, I think, is good. That stops any Dark Ritual fueled nonsense. I do like Ice Storm. They tend to play on low resources, and if they fetch basics to play around Wasteland, they're going to be disappointed. Ice Storm is also green for Endurance. Count that one. And I'm going to bring in Collector Oof as part of the mana denial plan. I don't think it's good, but it's not nothing. On the play with double Endurance. Oh, that's bad to a Thoughtseize. I'm going to keep, though. I wish there was even one other green card in this hand instead of all these lands. Okay, we didn't die on turn 1. Oh, cool. Deafening Silence means that I can't get Thoughtseized and killed all in the same turn. The next turn I'll be able to start hardcasting these Endurances. They were setting up an Entomb Reanimate. Now they can't check my hand in between. Here's the Swamp Entomb in the end step. Oh, they can grief me. But that doesn't matter. Yeah, the Entomb, end step Entomb just gets caught by Endurance anyway. If you have Thoughtseize, then maybe you don't need to commit the reanimation spell and get 2 for 2'd. But this will at least clear the creature out of the graveyard, even if they do have grief. There's the reanimate, time to Endurance. Sucks they couldn't wait a turn for me here and just let me hardcast my multiple Endurances, but I understand why you wouldn't let me do that. Obviously. I'm going to fetch my Dryad Arbor now and start beating down. I drew Bajuka Bog. That is not where you want Bajuka Bog in your hand. You want it in your deck so you can tutor it up. Now I need them to do something like Faithless Looting and hang a monster in the graveyard that they can't reanimate immediately. They didn't have an Entomb in my end step. And they can only cast one spell a turn. So if they do have a looting effect or Thoughtseize Yourself as a game plan, they are going to have to pass into Bog. I'm just going to keep cracking fetches here. Hope I don't get oppoed. Then Sland. I would like to hit something with that, but I don't think I'm going to get it right now. Maybe I'm supposed to play it anyway. Because the Bajuka Bog sitting in my hand is kind of a beating. Thoughtseize Yourself, Thoughtseize Yourself. Oh, reanimating my Endurance. Okay, well, that does slow down the beats, but it's not pretty. Man. Drawing a lot of lands this game. Need a Zenith or something to really bust this open. Reanimate an opponent with 7 cards in their hand. Truly hate to see it. I am playing around discard spells like a boss, though. Reclaimer, that's a real one. And I will continue my steady beatdown and summon Reclaimer. They don't know that this doesn't represent Bajuka Bog. Massacre, fuck. I can't get 3 lands in my graveyard here. I can get 2. And the Arbor won't die in time to buff the Reclaimer. Okay. Yeah, that was a good Endurance. Looking for a Zenith or just some creature. The Plowshare is pretty good. Doom in the end step. Shit. There's Emissary once again. Gonna name Instant once again. Yeah, that's a problem with Endurance compared to Formod Script. They can get the best creature again if they entomb the best one first. Please pass the turn. Just spend a turn Thoughtseizing me or something. Let me Bajuka Bog this thing. But why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense. I'm just hoping that they are foolish and make a mistake. Animate Dead. Oh, I'm going to Swords to Plowshare's Endurance in response, because I'm not going to get to cast another spell. At least with the Animate Dead, Acidic Slime is live. Didn't board that out, did I? Nope. Okay. I can draw Zenith and still stabilize this game, which means I'm not going to wasteland them. Name enchantment. Name enchantment. Instant again. All right, come on, Green Sun Zenith. Let's go. Let's go, Zenith. What is otherwise normally my best draw is now a bad draw. I'm not going to play the Bog, because if I draw Zenith, I'm going to need all my mana to hit the dead and then clear the Emissary before it can just come back again. Zenith. Fuck. At least now I can Wasteland and play my other Wasteland. Luckily, the -1 from the Animate Dead is giving me another draw step here. I was at 14 and this is a 7/7, but now I'm at 2 instead of 0. Okay, last chance. Come on, Zenith. Zenith, 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 Zenith. No! And we're dead. Disappointing showing against Reanimator. I generally consider this a solid matchup, but yeah, it didn't work out this time. We didn't get any tilts in the chat because they were just busy beating me. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder. You know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the draw against Tony Scapone, who is known for hyper turbo combo decks, and I'm going to keep my hand because it's functional, but I have low hopes of winning this game. The best thing I can hope for is he respects that I play blue a lot and slows down, but that does not appear to be the case. Burning Wish with Echo in the graveyard. All right, so he can Goblin here, just make a bunch of goblins. That's something I might be able to beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, make 10 goblins. Yeah, he can get some card that costs 1 and then Echo, or he can just make Empty the Warrens here, or Galvanic Relay. I think Echo or Goblin is better than Galvanic Relay. We'll find out soon. Yep, Empty the Warrens. And Goblins coming into play. Oh, he just put Echo into his deck and kept going? Sure. Oh, fuck. He just echoed me into a 0 lander. I hope we echo again this turn. 26 lands in this deck. Unmask targeting me. I probably should just concede to this so he doesn't know what kind of deck I'm on. What did you exile? Dark Ritual. Okay. I am going to concede to Unmask. Just hiding the information so he doesn't know how to sideboard is worth a lot to me. Deafening Silence coming in, Collector Oof coming in. Meltdown may or may not have any use in the matchup, depending on how fast he's actually going. Pyroblast can hit Echo. I'll take that. We've seen at least one important blue card. So Vigor could cause problems. Probably not Endurance. Swords to Plowshares and Ephemerate coming out. Another busted matchup. Outland Liberator's fine. This is a deck that cares very little about its lands, can probably win without one. I'm going to have to shave the Riders. These opponents with Nutso Busto decks just really cramping my style here. Crop Rotation, I probably want in. Jukabog might find something to do. Glacial Chasm does buy me time to figure out how to beat Goblins, if he goes Goblins, or if he goes Grape Shot. Yeah, Avalanche Riders is out. I think the Ice Storms are coming out too. This is just a deck that can win with 0 lands against my Land Destruction deck. What am I supposed to do here? And I'm going to bring in another Endurance. This 13 card sideboard, and even the Meltdown and the Endurance, I could bring in all 15 cards here, and it would not be outrageous. I do like the Minsc Boo because it can apply meaningful pressure. Maybe pressure is not my problem, though. I have a bunch of creatures. Stopping them is my problem. Minsc Boo is out, and Endurance versus Meltdown. The Eternal Battle. I'll take Meltdown. Yep, 14 card sideboard. Let's go. I'd like to play first, and I'd like to have Deafening Silence in my hand. Nope. I have to mulligan this. That did not improve. The one adding I have here is that I conceded without him seeing my deck. He doesn't know what I'm doing, but I got a mulligan. Okay, Force of Vigor might do something. I'll stop here. I put Basic Forest, and I think I put Savannah on the bottom. Or Prismatic Ending. I'm going to put Prismatic Ending on the bottom. My plan here is Force of Vigor plus Wasteland to put him on 0 resources, and then hope that stops the game from happening. He's on a multi-4 himself over there. Down to 3. Opponent's on 3. Which is less comfortable in this matchup than it is in any other matchup, because if the 3 is just Lion's Eye Diamond Echo, we're off to the races. Lion's Eye Diamond, we're halfway there. Another Lion's Eye Diamond, okay. And Echo, yep. Pride team. And we're just getting rotated here. Okay. I can Pyroblast the next blue spell and untap and play Oof. There's a real plan now. Plateau is in my deck. I did draw one of my 2 red sources. I'm glad I didn't draw both. That would have been pretty bad. Please go for another Echo. I'm just a little green-white deck. I can't stop you. Mox. Echo, Echo, Echo. This is such a tease, just looking at 2 potent sideboard cards and not sure if I'm going to get to cast the 2-mana one and not sure if the 1-mana one's going to line up. If Pyro was in my opener, it'd just be Hellbent over there. Okay, go, 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 go. Echo, Echo, Echo. Lion's Eye Diamond, we're live. We could also just get Tendrils here, and we'll find out soon which one it is. Line of Anticipation, that's fun. Sure. Resolves. That's not where I'm pointing my Pyroblast. He said he's opting for cool over correct here. I appreciate that. Okay, like the problem now is if I Pyroblast, you can just win in response. So they cast spells as though they had flash. I don't want my Oof to get spun away if I bait an Echo. Okay. So my Pyroblast is going to hit this Echo. But I'm going to have to wait a turn on Collector Roof. Oh, I have 2 Taigas in the deck. That's smart. I did not realize. Counter target spell if it's blue. Yes, please. He did discard Empty the Warrens. Yeah, that would have been the correct when he said he's opting for cool over correct. That's what he's talking about. And I'm going to Zenith for Dryad Arbor, just get something going here. I'm not sure what this deck can do from a single black mana, and the Oof should end the game, I think. I do end up revealing sideboard technology here, but if I don't reveal it, I could lose. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, once again, he did not play an entire land for 2 games now. And what the hell? Yeah, all of these land destruction spells just out. Acidic Slime pitches all my green cards, but maybe Slime should leave too. Get the full 14 card sideboard. Every single card except Minsc and Boo is in the deck, and even Minsc and Boo could make an argument for. I'm not going to go there, but you could make the argument. Oh my god, please, just give me one turn. Give me a turn. This is the nuts. Unfortunately, he's on the play. Silence into Oof, I don't believe is particularly beatable for this deck, but winning on turn 1, or at least messing up my hand before giving me a turn, are totally live. 6 card hand, that's pretty good. We saw what he can do on 3. And we did see Goblin Charbelcher. Doesn't kill us here. Oh, are we getting belched on turn 1? No, he's gambling for Echo and getting a new hand with a bunch of mana floating. There were 2 Echoes there. And one of them out of here at least. Still have the Silence after the Echo. And white mana to cast it. I get a turn. Oh no, I'm getting griefed. Well, see you later, Deafening Silence. Unless he's going to win right now, then he takes Force of Vigor. Yup, shit. Fuck. Yeah, we're just going to get belched here. Oh yeah, literally a Belcher deck against my Land Destruction deck. Okay. We're going to look at the deck list for the camera, and then we're dead. Tony makes content. You can find this. We're not stealing any proprietary information, but this is the Rakdos Epic Belcher, if you want to take a look at this. Yeah, GG's. That's what I get for registering Naya. On to the next round. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the draw for round 4 with a perfectly presentable hand. I'm going to keep it. Getting paired against Belcher in my Land Destruction deck is going to shake me for a while. That's good stuff. Oh, we're getting Chaliced. Okay. My deck cares about that a little bit. Like my Birds of Paradise just got a lot worse. I'm going to lead on my own Ancient Tomb here. If they're a Wasteland version of Chalice decks, then I want to protect my Savannah. Red Prison. Okay. And we're getting rabbled. Yeah, play draw here, huge deal. Getting Birds of Paradise down and then being able to Prismatic End and then plow versus just being under the gun immediately. I can Zenith for 2 here and get Outland Liberator. Best thing I can get. I think so. That hits the Chalice and blocks one of the goblins. Outland Liberator. Save Traders, please don't Fury. Layla. Bad too. It's all bad. People are really out here not putting Force of Will in their Legacy deck. Crazy. Takes out a Mountain with Layla. Block one of the Goblin tokens. Absorb some of that damage without losing my creature. And Mana Source? Shit. That's not very good. I could just pass the turn and this becomes a 3-3, but that doesn't actually solve any of my problems. Guess I'll attack and then destroy Chalice, plow, Rabblemaster. Missing on this land is just devastating. Rabblemaster. Was there a reason to not attack there? No, like leaving it back to block just gives them an extra Goblin token trigger. So Kenzan, this is 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's lethal. Ancient Tomb betrayed me. This has been a quick league with not great outcomes so far. Force of Vigor is coming in. I think I like Minsc and Boo here. Meltdown can clear chalices. Once again, Ephemerate. The match is just too fast for. Reminep's great. Acidic Slime's great. I actually kind of do like Ice Storm on the play. I'll probably board it out for game 3 on the draw. Avalanche Riders I can cast under Blood Moon. All the removal's important, the big creatures are important. Maybe I have to have to go down an Ice Storm. And Bajuka Bog can come out in this matchup. Yeah, that's presentable. Let's do it. Alright. I'm gonna keep this. It has Birds of Paradise to get things started. Step in the right direction. And I think I want to get basic forest just against Moon and hope this works. I need to draw another land sooner than later. Ancient Tomb. Chalice me. Chalice me. Okay, good. They played Chalice, which I'm already ahead of. Now I have, real decisions to make. I can just wasteland them, try to spike the game right away. Or I could play to Avalanche Riders. I think I need to wasteland, though. This buys me any breathing room while they're redeveloping, then I'm interested. They can't dead my bird because of their own Chalice. Okay, Basic Mountain is cool. Force of Vigor is also cool. That can let me blow up the Chalice and then plow a Rabble Master this turn. Give me a lot of breathing room. They have the 3 mana. They have 4 mana, oh god. Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Yikes. Well, I'm going to need to draw a mana source. If I can Avalanche Riders and take the initiative, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Okay, deck. We just need an untapped mana source here. And a Force of Vigor. Pitching Acidic Slime. Just a Plowshare is your creature. Come on, deck. Untap mana source. Untap mana source. No! Oh, no. Okay, well, they don't have any creatures to put +1 counters on. I can Zenith for a mana source. There's no haste creatures. Well, the haste creatures in my deck are in my hand. There's no haste creatures I can Zenith for right now. I think I just have to Zenith for a... Yeah, I don't even have like a Noble Hierarch that could poke for 1 here. Do I just get another Birds of Paradise? I think I do. Just grabbing another Birds of Paradise and... Tragic. Sad. I go into the other room where they scry to instead of putting +2 counters on. Sure. And Boo is a 4/4 trample. That's a good way to take the initiative. If my creatures are still in play, please don't kill them. Layla, Blade Reforged. They scried both to the bottom. Layla hit Shatter Skull Smashing. Holy shit. That's a scary card against Birds of Paradise. They're probably just going to play it as a land, though. Okay. Now. Oh, good, good, good. Now I get to lead back a bird to block. Or I can lead back Dryad Arbor to block and play around sorcery speed removal. And Avalanche Riders versus Minsc and Boo. Doing what I want to do here. It's just, how do I want to do it? Do I think knocking them off mana or just playing the bigger creature is going to be better long term? I think the bigger creature. Hamster up. Deck for 4. I get the initiative. I get to search my deck for my planes. Solves my mana problems. Planes in my hand. Hope my opponent doesn't have a second haste creature. I can block with Dryad Arbor. I can make a treasure or goad one of my creatures. Goading doesn't seem great. My creatures are all gonna attack anyway, or just tap for mana before combat. Tap Den of the Bugbear. Pre-combat, so if Layla hits a land, they can't play it. Layla trigger. Hit Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I'm gonna fetch up a blocker. Red Arbor. This works. They are attacking Boo instead of me. So they think the Planeswalker is worth more than the initiative, which means that I chose the correct permanent to play. They can break the Fable here. Alright, they just take the initiative back the hard way by casting an initiative creature. Made the treasure with it. That cost them Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I'm happy with that. Durance can block. Avalanche Riders has haste. That's not nothing with Minsc and Boo. I think holding back Endurance is better than playing Avalanche Riders here. Riders can take out Den of the Bugbear. if I care about that. I'm going to get to Forge or Scry 2 here. I think holding back a haste creature is worth doing. You're not going to block because my creature has trample anyway. Do I want to make Endurance 5/6 and not have it be a surprise? I don't think so. I am going to go into the Forge though because I do want to hit them with Trap next turn. I'll just make Minsk and Boo enormous. Okay, passing the turn. Haze of Chaos Adventure has trample. They get the 4/1 skeleton with Menace. The Minsk and Boo kills through that anyway. They have 5, 6, or 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage on board if they just activate Den and attack with everything. And I have 3 blockers to stop it. Rabble Master, okay. See what the attack step brings here. So in Caves of Chaos Adventure attacks, you exile the top card of your library. And Layla does that too, which means Layla's going to trigger twice. Layla's attacking as a 6 here. Goblin has to attack. It's all coming straight for my face. At this point, they can't mess with Minsk and Boo because they're dead on board. See what comes out of these exile effects. Got a Fable and a concession. All right, deal. Cool. Able to tangle over the initiative. I think this is a Glacial Chasm matchup. I was worried about Blood Moon and didn't bother with it, but if I can stop myself from taking damage and then just hang out in the initiative for a while, that's a big deal. And now I'm on the draw. These Ice Storms are just bad. I'm going to bring in my flash creatures that can fight over the initiative. All my flash creatures, haste creatures, and just creatures in general. Oof is the only creature not in my deck right now. And Chalice is a problem, so I do need the Meltdown. Okay. Go. I'm going to keep this hand. It can deal with a Chalice. It can ramp mana. It can put a big body into play. I don't know if it'll do any of those things fast enough, but it does do all those things. Okay. I can't answer Chalice or ramp until turn 2. Tough beats. Leading on the land that can get my basics. Rabble Master. Hate that. Do I want land or do I want... Yeah, I'm not going to fetch yet. Okay. I think I'm going to sign up to just lose to Blood Moon. Fine. Take out the Chalice. And hope I'm not dead. Cool, okay. Fable is not as bad as Caves of Chaos Adventure would have been there. I'd love to draw a land. Okay, I drew a land. That's good news. Now I can play 2 Reclaimers and hold up Plow. These Reclaimers get to 3/4. We're cooking. If my opponent has Fury right now, we're just dead. God, please don't have Fury. Discarded Shatter Skull Smashing and Chrome Mox. Okay. Oh. 4 mana. This could be Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Layla. I'm gonna Plow Rabble Master. I'm done dealing with that card. Layla's also a problem, but I can start to work through that one at least. Oh no, they had the Fury too. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Yeah, we are not winning this. Oh no. I thought this deck was going to be good, and now we are faced with fending off an 0-5 in the final round. And I can play Knight of the Reliquary here, but it doesn't even trade for Layla. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, Layla just is going to outgrow me significantly. Zenith for what? Another 1/2 that just dies. Yeah, we could not make this one happen. That's tough. Okay. A 0-5 match is on the line here. Let's go do it. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. Okay, team. I'm on the play with turn 2 Ice Storm, turn 3 Ice Storm in the final round, fending off 0-5. It's time for the deck to deliver. That time is now. I think we caught some rough matchups. Like, this deck is obviously for fun, but at the same time, it's mostly full of playable legacy cards. And we're just bricking. Okay. Is this mono blue Delver, or is it Delver that started with your basic island? Let's find out. Now I'm just gonna fetch. Oh shit. Maybe I should have fetched 2 basics, hid the ancient tomb, and just ended the Delver. All right, whatever. I mean, Daze counters Ice Storm no matter how much mana you have. They just pick up the land you're targeting. Let's go. Please resolve. Oh yeah. Step into my house. Okay. Now let's push this thing. Let's make it happen. Brainstorm revealed. Volcanic Island. I can Wasteland that and then Prismatic Ending the Delver, and we're cooking. Wasteland. Remember when they played around Wasteland last turn? That was cute. Brainstorm. Bad news here is if they have Force of Will and cast it, I might just die to this Delver all by itself. Let's hope they don't do that. Prismatic Ending. All right, Delver's gone. Going to take at least 2 land drops to get Murktide online because it is a 2 mana spell. I could. I'm gonna wait to Bajuka Bog them at least until they have 2 mana around. And yeah, if you wasteland me, you're losing a land. So here's my creature, and here's my Savannah. Go. Volcanic Island, and please cast Ponder, please cast Ponder, please cast Ponder. Oh no. Dragon's Rage Channeler. That one's mostly okay. Especially if I'm drawing Prismatic Endings. This. End your Channeler. And it's time to bog. With them having an actual creature in play, I don't think I can spend that term Ice Storming as much as I want to. There's Ponder. Okay. Miss your land drop and pass. It is liberating just whipping Ice Storms around into Daze, because Daze counters it anyway. No. Man, Delver's so good. Why do they get to see so many cards and have so many lands in their freaking 19 land deck? We've been through, what, 5, 6 of them already, and they just keep coming? All right, at least I don't have to take damage for this one. Ice. Come on. And they're just going to Murktide me. I've destroyed 4 of their lands and Bajuka Bog them, and I'm going to lose to Murktide Regent. I'm going to lose my fucking mind right now. Prismatic Ending. That's the wrong one. Thanks a lot, deck. And Delver. Ban Expressive Iteration, a card that has not been cast in this league. Swords of Plowshares. Let's go. Yeah, they have Island, Volcanic Island, Wasteland, Volcanic Island, Volcanic Island. 5 lands have been spent doing other things. Here's number 6. And it's not going to matter because I'm at 1. I am officially the Joker. Okay, I'm at 1. Time to draw Swords of Plowshares. Great. Great, 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 great. Losing my mind. Absolutely insane right now. Pyroblast and the Endurance has come in. Bajuka Bog is not textless. It's not great. It's not textless either. I think we've learned our lesson on Ice Storm. I tried, everyone. You saw me trying. I resolved 3 of them that game and then just died anyway. Hard pass. I'll leave in the Avalanche Riders. That at least has a board presence. And what else do I want to do in this matchup? Caracas is a white source, even if they don't have legends. I'm not going to cut that. Bajuka Bog does do something. Because it's Acidic Slime. Sorry, Acidic Slime, you know I love you. Maybe it's a Riders and I leave the Slime just to diversify my threats. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to keep my hand. I can Zenith for Riot Arbor, and then Wasteland. And Zenith, Riot Arbor. There's no white mana in my hand, but hopefully that's a later problem. The cool thing is they've seen so much land destruction, they might not even bother with playing around Wasteland, which plays them into Wasteland. And I'm going to Zenith for 1 here. I get Bird or Reclaimer. I think it's Reclaimer. Got a lot going on mana-wise here. Let's just keep the toolbox active. Sucks it arrives as a 1/2, just extracting my Wastelands immediately. Okay. Annoying, but whatever. Now they know I have Endurance. And they have the land. Ponder gets them Delirium. They did fetch their basic here, which turns them off of Lightning Bolt, at least until they find something else. And I am going to fetch Wooded Foothills. for Savannah. And probably just Bojuka Bog now. I turn Yavimaya to Bojuka Bog. Rather get flagstones, but I don't know if I have time for that. Murktide is looming, and we just saw what that does to a game. Not that we needed more data about what Murktide Regent does to a game. Lightning Bolt just in time. Yeah, I guess if I had rotated Dryad Arb, or no, that's still a land. The creature doesn't matter. No, just behind on the Lightning Bolt here. The opponent has seen the Taiga. And I'm gonna chill and just play Endurance and respect days. I'm gonna save this Swords to Plowshares for Murktide Regent if I can. Instead, Brainstorm. They like what they saw. I could have Endurance in the end step when they were tapped out. I don't know if tapping out matters. Being greedy, trying to get as many cards back into the deck as possible. Force of Will entered the exile zone. Okay. I'm not Endurancing now and turning on this Force of Will. I will trade Dryad Arbor all day, though. We're going to burn off this Force of Will that was put into the exile zone. And do Endurance now. Maybe I should have left red up to represent Pyroblast, but then if they force and I don't Pyroblast, then no, I don't have it. Force of Will happens. I can Zenith now. It plays into Daze, but I think I got to start spending mana. Vertical Extraction targeting Endurance. Okay. That means they see the Swords to Plowshares in my hand. I'm going to tutor up Reclaimer. And they have one card left in their hand. A Delirious DRC. Counterbalance, just slamming that one in. Okay. That's tough, but you got it. The deck does not have a Maze of Ith, regrettably. Okay. The Green Sun Zenith is pretty good. I can get Outland Liberator. Acidic Slime is in my deck. I'm not elbow tapping for that, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could. And they definitely aren't going to get it with Counterbalance. 1. I'm going to go for 3 here. 3 mana, where X is 2. Or I could just go to 3 and get Knight. Try to race this game out. Yeah, I think I want Knight. I don't think there's going to be a 4-drop on top of their deck. I don't think they play any of those. Knight is better than Excavator with my Wastelands gone. Knight it is. And I'm going to continue ignoring Dragon's Rage Channeler because I'm dead to Murktide if it shows up. They could set up a 1-drop on top and then it doesn't matter. You don't currently know the top of their deck. And in the end step, I'm going to use Ancient Tomb to spin away Bojuka Bog into a real card. So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wastelands are gone. If I get a fetch, it's a Paradise. 5, 7, 8, 9. Make it 10. All right, I'm going to cast Bird. Start there. Check this Counterbalance. Wasteland on top of the deck. Okay. That's not a good card for them. Yeah, we did it. Okay. All right. One game to rule them all. We got to beat the best deck in the format to dodge an 0-5. They brought in Surgical against me, which is a thing you can do. They have Counterbalance. I already have all my answers to Counterbalance in my Pyroblast and my various creatures. They saw that I boarded out Ice Storm. The Glacial Chasm is the last question mark. I could hide behind it for a little while, but they're a Wasteland deck. Also, if I pay 2, 4, 6 life into it, it's not like a control deck where I just need to fend off Mentor for a couple turns while I build up Merit Lage. Like, I don't have a Merit Lage button. Crop Rotation is great against Wasteland, but bad against counterspells, and their deck has both. I think this is just the best version of the deck that I have. I normally don't like Minsc and Boo against Delver because it dies to Bolt, but I might be overloading their bolts with other stuff, and then I can sneak this big hammer in. So I think that's better than Ephemerate. And Ephemerate is good against Bolt, where Minsc and Boo is bad against Bolt. Okay, this is just what I'm doing. Back in with the same deck. Oh, I didn't have Force of Vigor in for Counterbalance. I said I had all my answers, but I didn't. I don't think I want Force of Vigor, but the card I'm not playing. I'll keep this hand. It has mana, it has interaction. I'm not going to get Wasteland cheesed out of this game. I'm not going to get Murktided quickly out of this game. And they let on Ponder. There's a Wasteland. I think I do want to get started on Basic. Because starting on fetches also invests in my knights and my reclaimers, where if reclaimer arrives as 3/4 rather than dies to bolt briefly, it's just better. Volcanic Island, go. I'm gonna wasteland you. Don't really care about surgical here. I am holding up red mana if I need to pyroblast. Didn't get surgical there. They should do that in my draw step anyway. Okay. Now we got Endurance in the mix. I'm gonna try to play around days with that. But do I pyroblast the EI now or wait for a Murktide? I think I'm just gonna hit it now. This might be too aggressive, but if they were counting on that, and their hand has developed pretty slowly so far. Another Wasteland. Wasteland your Volcanic Island. Firing off a Brainstorm. Good Endurance right now. Have Swords of Plowshares that can fight over Murktide. But if I Endurance and they have to spend effort on that, yeah, I don't really like giving them a day's target, but if they fight over Endurance and then I can plow, I get 2 shots at the Murktide. If Murktide's already on the stack, then Endurance doesn't work. Okay, Force Pitching Ponder. We got 2 cards out of the Endurance, and we have another shot at the Murktide. Which I imagine is what this whole game's been building towards. Get a 4/4. Exiling a shitload of non-spells. They have multiple Murktides, that's what's going on. Ramming up Excavator, okay. That's fun. I'm worried about this Murktide versus just starting to waste them out. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna play Ramming Up. I played Endurance into Daze last turn and they forced it. So they don't have Daze. Get Wastelands happening. I can plow this thing anytime. And then making it a 4/4 instead of a 8/8 gives me some breathing room. And if I can stop them from playing the game while I work towards answering their other stuff. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. This is their last mana producing land. Or no, they have Mystic Sanctuary. And a second Murktide, I'm sure, is what's going on here. Which buffs the first one. We're always going to have to answer 2 of these. I'd love to draw Pyroblast or another Plow. Plow one of them. Wasteland. Volcanic Island. We may very well just lose to this Murktide. I am going to chump with Bird if I get the chance. I have plenty of mana here of all my colors. I don't want to go to 6 against the 6/6. There's the Mystic Sanctuary. Those are all of the lands in their deck. Come on, Plow. Come on. Pyroblast. Theft. Okay. Come on, Plow. Come on, Pyroblast. Nothing changes there. I could use Ancient Tomb to get Raminette back into play right now. We're going to get Brazen Borrower down anyway. Yeah, that's actually really bad. Okay, I'll play Raminette and not take 2 for Ancient Tomb. Going to 6 here. I can take them off red mana for the rest of the game with a Wasteland. Wasteland, waste you. That knocks you off red, and you have to Brazen Borrower now if you're going to do it. Then Birds of Paradise and Elvish Reclaimer. And I'm going to attack with Raminette. If it trades with this flyer, that's one less. Oh, they can't block it anyway. I'm just pushing damage. Okay. Now I can block Murktide, but I gotta come up with 2 ways to stop. Wait, is Glacial Chasm in? It's not. I mean, that doesn't really solve my problem, but yeah, being at exactly 3 versus 2 flyers, I don't think there's anything I can do about this. The deck just maybe needed Mazavith more than it needed Glacial Chasm. Win this game easily with Mazavith. And Knight is not the solution we needed. Yeah. That's an 0-5 team. Oh no, I haven't done that in a long time and I did it twice this week. Okay, so I cut the worst card in the deck. I cut the engine that wasn't working. I added more interaction and the deck performed worse. I mean, some of that's matchup. We played against multiple just balls to the wall combo decks, and we lost the die roll against both of them. That hurts. In that Delver match is going to haunt me too. I destroyed 5 of their lands, and they still just curved up into all the spells they wanted to cast. I don't know what percentage of games would have unfolded that way versus the 19 land deck, but they play cantrips. They are really good at finding their stuff, but there's multiple alternate universes where we cast that second Ice Storm and they just don't play a spell the rest of the game. I think Maze of Ith needs to go in the deck. And probably in the main. Glacial Chasm, forget that. Maze of Ith in the land package here. Ancient Tomb is less important than it was before, and we're still doing some 4-drop stuff, but I think that's more of a liability than it is helpful. And do I just want another Red Blast in the sideboard? Is that what I need against Murktide Regent? Mindbreak Trap or Deafening Silence also can help in some of those tougher matchups. I'm going to go with a Mindbreak Trap for the games we're on the draw. Like when we lost to Tony in game 3, I had Deafening Silence, Collector Roof, and 2 lands to cast them in my hand. I just went second. Ephemerate never drew, boarded it out a lot. That could be just some other card. Mace of Ith is going to go a long way towards slowing down the matchups that we can't beat. Also just not having a combo kill in this deck where in normal Naya depths, in addition to the Red Blast and Plows, they can just make a 20/20, which gets in the way of Murktide in a pretty significant way. I could cut the Ephemerates and just go up to 4 Reclaimers. Play more like that. Gives me more meat on the ground. That was a disappointing performance from a deck that looks totally fine on paper. And there are reasons that people don't play Stone Rain in Legacy. And unfortunately, even with a deck built to push it, it didn't really work out. Maybe going all the way into Stone Rain Town is too far. If these 4 Ice Storms just become normal cards, and then you have like Acidic Slime in your Zenith package and some Avalanche Riders to top off your destruction curve that starts with the Reclaimer and Knight and Ramanap, maybe that's just a better way to live your life. But this one was an experimental concept of how far can we push land destruction, and the answer is not very far. Fear Guard, sorry this didn't work, but you all saw me trying, and the getting paired against Belger will haunt my dreams forever. Everybody, thanks for sticking with me through this painful run. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon and all the stuff that supports the channel in the video description, and I'll see you for the next one. I'm out of here.